No one knows that my son is actually my father-in-law's. It's a phrase that echoes in my head every time I look at the ultrasound monitor or feel the baby kick in my belly. I need to write this down somewhere, get it off my chest, because the weight of this truth is suffocating me. Maybe someone out there has experienced something similar, though I doubt it. My life seems like a twisted tragedy where the villain is the man who finances my happiness and the hero is the innocent one who thinks I'm his world. It all started almost a year ago. My mother, my only support, became seriously ill. I was 19, full of dreams but penniless. We lived alone in a small apartment and could barely afford the basics. The diagnosis was a devastating blow. She needed expensive treatments, specialists, and a quality of life that I couldn't provide with my part-time waitress salary. When her friend Clara, a woman who worked as a housekeeper, told me she knew an immensely wealthy family who urgently needed help around the house, I didn't hesitate. I was prepared to scrub floors with a toothbrush if it meant saving my mother. That's how I ended up working at Mr. R.'s mansion. It was an imposing place, with high ceilings and marble floors that shone so brightly you could see your reflection in them. The family consisted of Mr. R., his wife, an elegant but distant woman, and their 20-year-old son Leo. My job was simple at first: cleaning, helping with breakfasts, doing laundry. But little by little, Mr. R. began to treat me differently. It wasn't the coldness with which he treated the rest of the staff. With me, he was attentive, almost protective. He would ask if I had eaten, if I needed new clothes, if I wanted a break. In my vulnerability, I mistook his manipulation for kindness. He was handsome, charming, with that self-assurance that only money and power can bestow. He had the kind of voice that makes any madness sound logical. And I was broken, scared, and alone. One day, in the dim light of the library, he kissed me. It was a kiss laden with promises and a danger I chose to ignore. Another day he went further, and soon, our meetings became a clandestine routine. He told me he loved me, that he was trapped in an unhappy marriage of convenience, and that he would help with my mother's expenses. I clung to that promise like a life preserver in the middle of a raging ocean. But fate has a macabre sense of humor. I became pregnant. I don't know what I thought would happen. I naively believed he would leave his wife for me. When I told him, panic replaced his charm. He became nervous, told me he couldn't afford a scandal, that his wife couldn't find out because she owned a large part of the family fortune. I felt like a ticking time bomb, used and discarded. But then he had an idea that would change the course of my life forever: to use his own son. Leo was always kind to me. He was shy, passionate about music and art, completely oblivious to his father's manipulations. I once thought he liked me because of the way he blushed when he saw me. Mr. R. convinced me, I don't even know how, that the best thing for everyone would be for Leo and me to have a relationship. Get close to him, make him fall in love, he told me. If he believes the child is his, we can be together forever under the same roof. It was the most twisted plan I'd ever heard, but my mother was getting worse, and the clinic was demanding the next payment. I agreed. Leo fell for it quickly. We officially became boyfriend and girlfriend a few weeks later. Everything happened very fast, fueled by the coincidences his father orchestrated. One night, feigning carelessness, I told him I was pregnant. I remember her face. She went pale, not with anger, but with a pure and overwhelming emotion. She was incredibly sweet. She said she would take responsibility, that we could start a family, that the baby was the greatest gift life had ever given her. Her innocence hurt me more than any insult. His father watched me from afar with those eyes that reminded me of everything. His mouth on my neck, his hands on my back, his voice whispering instructions to me in the darkness. Shame pierced me like a knife, but I smiled. I took Leo's hand and told him I loved him, while inside I felt my soul disintegrating. Mrs. R. reacted better than I expected. She was scandalized by the precocity, but she soon went into damage control mode. She started planning the baby shower, the wedding dress, and the family photos to save face. She looked at me the way one looks at a stained garment that, with the right wash, can still be worn in public. And here I am now, living in a mansion that feels like a gilded cage. They gave me a room that looks like a hotel room, and right next to it is the crib. The doctors come to my house. They call me by name.